welcome to Between Two Filing Cabinets. This is our second episode. I'm Jenna Reed with Cascade Employers Association.
I'm Erin Mahoney.
Excellent. And so in this second episode, again, we're looking at where the learning and lighter side of HR come together. And we want to do a recap from our last session where we were at the NHRMA conference.
That's right. So some of us weren't able to make it. I had to leave early. And so we thought this would be a great opportunity, Jenna, you could fill us in. What did we miss? What were some of the takeaways from the conference?
Yeah, it was a really packed conference this year. There was a ton of great sessions, lots of great takeaways, lots of really good general sessions as well. One of the sessions that I went to was with John Vlastelica from recruitingtoolbox.com.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen him speak at some other conferences, and he does such a great job. And one of the things that really stuck out about his session was he was talking about how we recruit, who we recruit, trying to, really just evaluate and kind of challenge the process a little bit. One of the things that stuck out was he told a story about he was working with a company and they were talking about things like culture fit. And, there's sort of this, when we say we're hiring around culture fit, one of the challenges of that is that sometimes then we tend to hire people who are like us. That think like us, that believe the same things that we do, which doesn't lend itself to a whole lot of diversity in the workplace. And we know that diversity is one of the top priorities for organizations right now. And so he was saying that when he was interviewing this client, she said that we don't really want to look for culture fit. We want to look for what can they add to the culture.
Oh, how interesting.
Yeah, so it's really interesting, a really different take to say, well, we have our core values as an organization, but we really want to look for someone who can help build the culture that we have and add something that maybe we don't have while still being aligned with our values. So it was a really good takeaway, especially when you look at it from that diversity lens. And so it was just kind of the culture add versus culture fit. I think it's a really important thing that employers take a look at.
That makes so much sense, because then you're looking towards growth, towards your vision, rather than just kind of maintaining that status quo.
Right.
So that also seems like it ties in nicely, though, with what you presented on.
Yeah, as he was talking, I was like, oh, that matches great with my session that I did. It was a great session. We had a ton of people there, and we were looking at really, again, how do you change that recruiting process, building your social brand, starting before the hire to really focus on attracting a better, more talent, but also a higher quality of talent by what you do before you even post that job. But then we also talked about really how do you get beyond the interview and really assess, is this person going to be a match for the job? So we spent some time talking about the predictive index, which Cascade is partners with, and demonstrating how the predictive index can really help us align an applicant's behavioral drives and profiles with the position that we actually have open to see, are they a match or not? And Erin, that was the reason why you weren't at the rest of the conference, because you were in Boston doing some work on predictive index.
That's right. I was back east and doing some additional training, and actually that will be the subject of next week's Between Two Filing Cabinets, and we'll also have a little extra bit from one of their master trainers, an interview with her, sharing some best practices, because we know a lot of our members have internal trainers or people who are doing that, and so some insight and advice from her, which will be great.
Yeah. And in the meantime, before we get that out, people can go to our website, because I did talk a lot about the predictive index a lot at the session, and we handed out different assessments that they can contact you about to take. And so that was great to see tons of our members, tons of new people having access to this tool. So you can always look at our website. It's on our website, cascadeemployers.com, and you go to the predictive index tab if you want to learn a little bit more about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Or just reach out to me either by phone or at emahoney@cascadeemployers.com. Happy to answer any questions or to provide a demo, because it's really amazing how you can tailor your search towards what you really need and what can be a culture add.
Yeah, and that's probably when we were doing demos for people at our booth, I think that was probably the biggest selling point, was showing them how you can create a meaningful job profile, have a team process, and then actually be able to use that to compare to the applicants.
Right.
But then all of the tools. So we kind of went through all of the tools that it gives you, and so that was a pretty intriguing part that people seem to really engage in. So that was great to see. So
no, it's amazing. I mean, there are a lot of assessments out there, but not all of them can be used at all stages of the employment cycle. So this is from hire to retire.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing and stands out in that way.
Yeah.
So, well, cool.
All right. Well, we're going to file this one under culture, and we will see you next week, where we will do
A little debrief about the trip to Boston.
all right. Sounds good. Thank you.
Thanks very much.